Hey guys, Hakeem here, back with some more Magic. This week we're playing the janky self-mill deck. It's going to be a fun week. Here we're looking at 2 Tri-lands, which is a good source of all our colors. Got a Hedron Crab early, also a Visionary and Wall of Omens that we can play off these 2 colors. Gravedigger to get some stuff back off whatever we hit off the Hedron Crab, and Soothsayer. I think this is keepable even though we're on the draw. So let's see how it works out. If you didn't watch the deck tech, which you should because this deck is pretty funny. Oh, picked up a basic. That's actually good. So they both have green on them. So I'm going to get the white source into play first. I'm going to get the Citadel into play. So the whole point of this deck is to mill out your entire deck and Seance in a Laboratory Maniac on your own upkeep and just instantly win on the spot. So I'm not going to go into too much detail about it because you know, we're on a gameplay. So yeah, watch the deck tech if you care, and don't if you don't. So right here at this point in the game, I could play a Hedron Crab and a tap land, and that would mill me for 3. But Hedron Crab is something that you kind of want to do later on. But I'm also I'm of 2 minds here. So my opponent, he could raise the alarm me. You know, he could be playing the Selesnya token. So I think I'd rather just play the basic. No, actually, I'm going to play Crab into tap land, and that way next turn I can do the whole Wayfinder. I'm actually going to do that. I'm just going to get the Hedron Crab into play. I don't normally like to get this thing out early, but my opponent doesn't appear to be doing a whole lot, so let's just do it and see if he puts some 1/1s. No, he's just going to sit back. So we'll go with the O2 here and I'll start milling ourselves and play land, play Wayfinder, and just start the process. So he's on 3 mana now, still hasn't done anything, and he's in Selesnya colors thus far. So the first thing we're going to do is play Seder Wayfinder and see if we pick up a tapped land. Colors that we have access to, we've got green and blue on both. We've got 1 source of white and 1 source of black. So we're playing Planar Cleansing in this deck. White mana is pretty important to get triple white, so we're going to go and search for that. Our other colors are pretty good. Double black shouldn't be too hard to find, so yeah, we're going to take the white mana here. And since we don't have a tap land, we're just going to play the basic and mill ourselves for 3. Gets us down to 43 cards left in the library. We dropped a Seance in there. Seance is the engine of the deck, so I mean, we really want this. There are 3 copies of Treasured Find in here to let us go pull it back. We don't need it right yet, but it's nice to know that there it is if we want it. And here we've got a Phantom General. So he is playing a token deck, he just hasn't bothered playing any tokens yet. This deck is going to lose pretty hard. There's the Treasured Find. It's going to lose pretty hard to Triplicate Spirits because there's not a whole lot of flying blockers, especially when those spirits are buffed up to 2 by the Phantom General here. So that'll make, you know, 3 2/2 flyers on 1 card. So that's interesting. We can Gravedigger here to get back a Wayfinder, which might not be a bad play. We can just Wall of Omens to draw a random card, and then Visionary to draw another random card. You know, we can do that as well. I think actually Wall here might not be a bad play considering he's got a 2/3. So I'm going to Wall here, draw a card. Plus we need that 5th land. It's a tap land, so I got a choice here. I can play the tap land now, and then I can play a basic and Soothsayer next turn, which is, you know, I think it's what I'm going to do because he's got 5 on the back. I also could play a Forest and play a Visionary, you know, and draw another card right now. But I think just playing the Sanctum and milling myself and setting up the Soothsayer next turn is where I'm going to go. We just dropped Planar Cleansing is now in the graveyard. That's good because we got a Treasure Find in hand. So against the token deck, if he goes wide, then we will hold him off as best we can with the ground forces. But then we can just dip in, and now he's got a doubling season, so Planar Cleansing is probably going to be pretty key here. And like I said in the tech, we're almost halfway through our library already. So you're going to see Planar Cleansing either in your hand or graveyard more often than most decks would. And, you know, it's a bit more reliable to have it. So we're still, obviously, we're not going to attack here. We're just going to play the land and mill ourselves for 3. I just love this deck because it only has 1 win condition. And here it is. We just popped the Laboratory Maniac into the graveyard. Okay, so he's there. We're never going to draw it. That's good. So right now we're just going to play Soothsayer. This is one of the new cards from the DLC. It's a 5 mana 2/5, and you get to look at 4 cards, pick the one you want, drop the rest in the graveyard. So since we're planning to blow up the board, 3 land. No, I'm sorry, 2 land, a Wall of Omens, and a Shadowborn Demon. Shadowborn Demon is great from the hand, so we're going to take that and just put the land in the whatchamacallit, into the graveyard. That Wall of Omens thingy. Alright, so, you know, we've got a pretty good defensive presence. You know, we've got to get to 6 mana to cast that Planar Cleansing. I'm pretty sure we've got the 3 white that we need. We've got a Plains in play as well, as far as I remember. We've got 2 white sources on tap. So now our opponent's on 6 mana. He's going to cast Raise the Alarm. That's going to get him 4 2/2s. That's pretty big. He's down 3 cards in his hand, so I hope he overcommits here. And then I'll just Treasured Find at Planar Cleansing. Unfortunately, that's going to show it to him. Now he's going to convoke out a Seraph of the Masses, which is going to be rather large. So, yeah, it's going to be one big hit from that is actually going to be pretty bad. It's a 6/6 flyer there. So, need to get that Planar Cleansing. Here's another Hedron Crab. So, let's just Visionary here. So we need to get that land. So, do we have... yeah, we've got the 3 white sources that we need. So let's just Visionary. Hopefully we pick up a tap land, or any land right now. Put it into play, and then we can Treasure Find. So yeah, we just put the Opulent Palace, and we'll mill ourselves for 3. Down to 25 left. Still need to get a Treasured Find, though, because we're going to spend this one on a Planar Cleansing just to not die. So we're going to go pick that up. That's a Plains. That's not a Planar Cleansing. Well, there it is. We're going to go pick that up out of the graveyard. So now he knows we have it. He's down to 2 cards in hand anyway. So I'm going to save this Hedron Crab for later rather than play it out. And yeah, so we need to get a Treasured Find. Do we have one in the graveyard that we can pick up right now? There is an Archaeomancer in here. Alright, so here we go. He's on 7 mana. He's got quite the board. 2 cards in hand. See, he just watched me pick up a Planar Cleansing. I'd be very surprised if he, you know, plays a card here. Very surprised. Yeah, he's just coming in with everything. Can't block the flyer. We're going to block everything else. Just to minimize the damage. I'm not worried about killing everything since everything's going to die anyway. So there we go. We're down to 14. 14's pretty bad. But again, he's on 2 cards in hand, and we're going to reset the board, so we're not in terrible shape, and we can pick some stuff back up. We got a kill spell. Picked up the Treasured Find. Okay, so now we can go get the Seance. So first things first, let's attack for 2. Since his board's tapped out, let's just get in for 2. If you're looking at for achievements, there is an achievement for defeating an opponent without dealing combat damage to them. And I did get it in my first game with this deck today, which was pretty fun. But let's just wipe the board and say, see you later. There goes everything. Our opponent's on 2 cards. Okay. Got a Shadowborn for everything except a Baneslayer. He's on 8 mana. He's going to put down another Doubling Season, so... you know, at least his top-decked token generators are going to be a lot better now because he's got the 2nd season. We picked up another Treasured Find, but right now we are going to Treasured Find the Seance, and we're going to get going with that. Seance, where are you? So we're going to hope you can't deal with that, and we're just going to try to mill ourselves out as fast as possible. And we're going to put the Seance into play. I wish I could play the Hedron Crab and trigger it this turn, but we can do that next turn. Right now the goal is, we've got the Laboratory Maniac in the graveyard with the Seance in play. This is where we want to be. So what we're going to do is, we're actually going to go get a guaranteed land, because I want to trigger that Hedron Crab next turn. So we're going to do a Satyr Wayfinder here. Yes, and let's go get a land. It's only 1 there. Dropped a Runescar Demon in the graveyard, which is great with Seance, so let's just grab the Swamp here. And let's see what our opponent does. He's played a 9th land, which seems like a hell of a lot for a token deck. So maybe he's playing too many, or maybe he's just getting unlucky. We're looking at another Seraph of the Masses, 7 mana, 1/1 flyer. That's not the greatest thing in the world, I'm going to be honest. So there goes the Wayfinder. It's gone. But we're not too concerned. So right now, what do we exile here now? There's so many, the mill plan is where we want to be, and the Hedron Crab plan. So I think we've got what we need. So I think continuing on with Wayfinders is the way to go. I've got the Soothsayer there, but You know, I'm not digging for a card that's not a land, so I'm just going to do this. And here we have a bunch of lands. Which one to get, though? I think I've got enough blue, so I'll probably go get the Sandstep Citadel. Not sure if it matters. Picked up another land, so here we'll just play out the Hedron Crab. And then we will Gravedigger a Hedron Crab, because like I said, this is what Gravedigger's here for. So let's go get a Hedron Crab, and once we're at this point in the game, we just want to mill, so let's go get a Hedron Crab. Yes, we will, and let's put that into play. And then let's just put down a Sandstep Citadel and mill ourselves for 6. So now we're down to 8 in the library. And our opponent's got a 1/1 flyer. I mean, if he casts Triplicate Spirits, it's going to create 6 tokens, and it's going to make his flyer a 7/7, which is pretty big, but he's basically dead. Because we get to now on his turn, let's do the whole mill thing. Soothsayer does 3. I've already got, I'm going to do Soothsayer because it's the same amount of cards as a Wayfinder, but I've got 2 land in hand, so I don't need that. So let's look at the cards here. I mean, let's just grab a Wayfinder. We can hard cast it, but I don't think it matters. Let's just grab a Wayfinder. Dump some stuff in the yard. We're down to 4 cards in the library now. He has to kill me pretty quickly. And I've got the Shadowborn. Actually, I'll probably just hard cast the Runescar Demon. Put a blocker in the way. He's got a Jade Mage here. You know, he can make a bunch of tokens, but you know, I've got ground defenders. So you know, he's going to create a bunch of tokens here, and that's going to buff up his flyer, but I'm going to kill his flyer. Actually, I'm going to kill that with the Shadowborn Demon. So, you know, he's wisely buffing it up pre-combat so he gets to deal some damage to me. So he's going to hit me for 6 here, which I can take. You know, we're at the point in the game where we can take this. Oh, actually, you know, it's Friday and I didn't mention my drink of choice tonight is Captain Morgan Dark, and I'm mixing it with Fresca because there was nothing else in the fridge. So that's it. Alright, so it's back to our own turn. So we can't mill 4 cards here because we'll die. So I think I will just exile a Runescar Demon. I don't want to draw any cards, but Runescar Demon does draw a card. Let's just exile a Gravedigger and go get a card back. I just told you about the booze I was drinking. Meanwhile, it's my first drink, probably my second sip, and I'm stumbling and bumbling. So Gravedigger is going to get us back a Hedron Crab. Why the hell not? I mean, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, sure. Okay. So now it's our. Is it our turn? Yeah, it's our turn. Let's kill that fucking thing over there. Let us kill that 6/6 flyer. There you go. It's gone. Right now. So now we've got this in play, and we're just going to. I don't know which one. It doesn't matter. We're going to play this and mill ourselves for 3. Then, I don't know, I'll mill him for 3, does it? Just for fun. So there we go. He loses 3, we lose 3. We're down to 0. So, we don't have a Laboratory Maniac in play, so we can't draw a card here. We're just gonna pass the turn. We've got the win as long as we can untap without dying, so just pass it back to him. Token goes away. And this is what the deck is about. We're not going to exile anything to Seance because we don't need to. Just going to not use it. But yeah, the deck it's a one-trick pony. It has a very, very minimal win condition. It's have a Seance in play, and mill yourself out, and exile a Laboratory Maniac on your own upkeep. It's pretty ridiculous. It's pretty hilarious. You know, if he were playing blue right now, he could just point an inspiration at my face and kill me. You know, he could make me draw cards, but he can't do that in these colors. And it's just so much fun. So much fun. I've never been this more excited to play a deck for a full week than I have with this one, just because it's so bad. And I think I can beat people with it. You know, I think the mill is fast enough, and I think there's enough chump blockers to get there, plus planar cleansing and all the tutoring. I think I can win games with this deck. You know, I think it's real. But anyway, he's gonna come on in here with everything, and apparently he doesn't know about the X button, unless he cares about his Jade Mage. He may not know what's coming. You know, he may not realize that I've got the Lab Maniac Seance thing going on. So here it is. He's tapped out. So yeah, Seance triggers. Let's find that Lab Maniac. Here he is over here. Let's hit it. Let's press Y, and when the trigger resolves, we win the game, and there it is. Yes, press the A button to win the game. Okay, Hakeem 928 wins. That's fucking hilarious. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad that I didn't just lose my first game. Yeah. I don't know. Tell me what you think. It's fucking hilarious. I love it. I love it. Hope you do too, and we'll see you for some more gameplay tomorrow.